Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. Today we have another Tucson knives from my buddy Dave. Thanks again for loaning this in. He sent in a few. And I have been handling these for a couple days. And I gotta say, for the price, they're really fun knives. Now this is an older one. This particular one is the TS16. So they made 3 different versions of this one, apparently. This one's right in the middle. So they have a TS16 with a G10 and a D2 blade. They've got this TS16-W, which is titanium and D2. And then there's another one, which is the TS16M390, which is the titanium frame with an M390 blade. So price-wise, I don't know. I did find the G10 one you can find online right now for about $40. I couldn't find this particular one online right now, but what I did find out of stock at a few places was around $110, $120. Like I said, it's an earlier Tucson model, but it's really cool. So let's dive right into it. Close length is 4 3/4. Is this a titanium frame lock flipper? 8.5 inches overall, 3.8 inch blade, 3.76 inch cutting edge, D2 steel, 0.153 thickness, weighs in at like 4.4 ounces, super light and easy to carry, with an overall thickness of 0.458 minus the clip. So it's really thin in profile compared to some of the other Tucsons. And it runs actually on ceramic bearings. Get it past the detent there, and it just falls shut. Right past the detent, and boom. So it's snappy action and just closes really nicely. So it is a night morning design, much like the last Tucson I reviewed. What's kind of cool about this one, well, there's a couple things. One, I think they just did a really good job with the handle scales. And I also like the fact that it is a T8 on all the hardware. So you don't need to switch. A lot of times the pivot is a T8 just on general knives. Typically the pivot will be a T8 and the handle hardware will be like a T6. So it's kind of nice to have everything be the same. I like the blade, kind of a reverse Tonto, Warncliffe-ish. So I do like that. These are interesting. I'm not exactly sure. I mean, I guess these are just to help lighten the blade. I don't know. But the last one is much deeper than the others, and that's the same on both sides. Kind of odd. Not sure why or what. If Dave knows, I'm sure he will comment below. I think they look cool. They don't really give you any grip unless you were really to choke up. I don't know that you would choke up like this, but maybe. But they would get dirt and stuff in there, would be a negative. If you're cutting boxes or you're cutting food or anything, it's going to get little particles into those cutouts. And just as an aside, the pocket clip is great. This feels great in your hand. The pocket clip slides in and out of the pocket perfectly, but has enough tension that it's not going to fall out. It's going to be super secure wherever you have it. Has a lanyard hole. Again, I'm not a lanyard guy. But overall, I like it. The sound is a little unique. It almost feels like the blade, or sounds like the blade is rubbing, but it's not. So it has a little bit of a sink to it. So I do love it. It's a really cool kind of fidgety thing if you're into that, because it is super effortless. And it's just a fun knife. And it's big. It is, it's a big chunk. I mean, it's full-size, knife, if you will. So let's do a couple of size comparisons really quick. Let's turn around backwards because of the lighting. And we'll just start with the Sharpie because, you know, what the hell. Okay. And then I oftentimes will do the Spyderco Delica, which is very small for me. I don't really carry around a Delica too often because it's just small. And quite frankly, I don't love the lockback. I don't love that kind of locking anymore in my life. So this is the other Tucson, 129, I believe this one is. Again, that's the thing with the Tucsons is they have numbers, not so much on the names, although they're coming out with names now. But, you know, for grins and giggles, the Medgard Misgard Messer Viking blows it away. It's just, you know, it's totally two different knives. But this one is still very new to me, and I'm still in love with it, and so it's here on the table. So why not show it just a little bit? Yeah, this one makes a Medford Praetorian look small. So yeah, it's going to make this Tucson look like a toothpick. All right, so how about the Spyderco Endura, which is a pretty good similarity in handle size for sure. They're very similar. And even in blade length, they're very similar. Different shapes, different ergonomics, but similar in size and nature. So all in all, I think this is a cool knife. Do I absolutely love it? Not really, just because it's very much like the Curtis Cruise, and the handle is, for me, a little bit too short or too narrow. I don't feel, this one is squared off a lot more than the Curtis, so I don't feel as though it's going to twist in my hand that much, whereas the Curtis is going to twist a little more, I think, because it is more contoured. But it's just very small for my hand and my taste, so it's not something that I would rush out and buy, whereas this other Tucson, 129, just fills my hand much better, and I would definitely, you know, go out and pick up one of these 129s. At some point I'll have to give this back, but I may pick one of these up for myself at some point because it's just a fun knife. That's what's great about Tucson. And in talking with Dave, the owner of this particular one, he showed me some other pictures of some that he just got in, because they're still making them. I mean, I'm showing some of the early ones because that's what he said, but they're, you know, still making new models now and whatnot. And quite honestly, you could practically collect only Tucson knives and have a vast variety of blades in your collection, because they have your bigger, quote, overbuilt type ones, you know, not overbuilt to the Viking standard, but they do have other shapes and styles, and there is a whole range of different ones. So you really could almost have a one brand, one maker. You know, I think this is more of a brand than a maker because it's different, and we'll have a video about what the difference is between a manufacturer and a maker and whatnot. But you could, in the Tucson world, you could collect one manufacturer, one brand, and have such a variety, you would be fine. If that was your thing. I like to collect multiple different makers and brands. So, I mean, I don't have a Tucson yet, but I've got the Viking, I've got Spyderco's, I've got Chris Reeve, I've got Civivi, I've got Red Horse, I've got Curtis. You know, I like to have a variety of brands and makers. I've also got Medfords and Beggs and Reese Whelan and Phil Harvey, which reminds me I need to get together with Phil because I would like to get another custom made from him. And yeah, I just need to get on that. Sorry, Phil, I've been lagging on that one. But anyway, you could do that with Tucson and have just a variety of different blades from one manufacturer and literally be completely happy if that was your thing. So I really would suggest checking out Tucson as far as getting into very affordable knives. You know, like I said, this model is anywhere from $30, $40 up to $100 and plus. I think this Tucson 129 was in the $130, $150 range. I saw it in a couple of different online sites. And I think in the video I did for this, I put a link. I don't remember. So they're affordable knives, but great quality, great variety, and super fun. And the price, you just can't beat. You're getting a high quality knife in that $100 range that you can be completely happy with. So anyway, I hope you found it interesting. I will just thank you for watching and have a great day.